design, the journey between point A and point B, the very building blocks that make a good level. Where am I? I should probably look at the map.
It has been 16 days. I have seen so many loop-de-loops and oh my back.
Across the entire spectrum of Sonic levels, there have been some incredible ones. From Chemical Plant to City Escape and even Rooftop Run. All of which that have level design, stakes, or even aesthetics that perfectly match the gameplay style or context of the game it's in. So, let's take a variety of fan favourite levels, well, more specifically my favourites, and apply a variety of variables to decipher the object! I just fixed the roof! Why are you here?
You didn't have a front door.
The objectively best Sonic level. Come on! Within this video, needlemouse and I will be discussing a total of 6 levels, ranking our top 3 and why.
We'll be pinning each level to a total of 3 attributes and rating them on a scale of 1 to 10.
These attributes are aesthetics, flow, and replayability. Good levels should have flow, meaning that all the set pieces within a level should balance both challenge and player enjoyability. For example, Sonic Forces fails, but Sonic Forces also categorically fails within its flow, because, I mean, all the levels just play themselves, so whilst sometimes they might be aesthetically pleasing, they're just not fun. The point is, that game, as an example, fails to balance both player enjoyability and challenge. So we're looking for levels that don't fall down this pit.
The aesthetics are quite literally how the level presents itself, and how well they immerse the player into the gameplay. For a level to be aesthetically pleasing, it must first have great visuals as well as amazing music that both fit the context of the situation. Imagine if the level looked like Green Hill, but had Metropolis's industrial music. That would be just outright jarring and would fail to immerse the player. However, take the chase scene between the gun truck and Sonic at the end of City Escape. It's perfect because it's tense yet still upbeat and doesn't break player immersion, which is why SA2 is the GOAT.
And the replayability is pretty self-explanatory. How many times can you play the level and find new enjoyment out of it? Generally speaking, the replayability is linked to 3 different concepts: varying paths, secrets, and a strong, well-structured ranking system that fairly rewards the player for collecting rings, destroying enemies, and doing tricks. And obviously as well, having a good time. Games such as Unleashed excel at this, having a near-perfect ranking system.
Unlike Sonic Generations.
Yeah, onto our picks. Starting out with a potentially controversial pick, I have Sonic's version of Kingdom Valley. This level exemplifies the importance of great aesthetics, accompanied by extensive branching level design that never bores the player. And yes, elephant in the room, this level is accompanied by a pretty subpar game. But I don't think this is an instance where the game detracts from the peak level design. From beginning to end, this level is a visual treat, as we are plonked into, well, Kingdom Valley. It's ancient, it's ruined, but it's also majestic and grandiose in a sense. The player gets to run up on crumbling brick walls covered in vines, breaking through gorgeous stained glass windows, and traversing on trails of flowing wind, ending off with a speed section within a giant waterfall, which requires precise timing and focus. The music is upbeat, but it also feels elegant and free. But given the context, it is a suitably urgent track that pushes the player, And whilst this level is fairly linear in its opening minute, it does open up to a couple of branching pathways that reward player ability, allowing for a quicker time and extra rewards. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this level during the middle of it switches to silver, which is super awesome, as although yes it is short, it is a nice break from the traditional gameplay structure. Silver's gameplay, whilst a little slower, allows for a multitude of player expression too with his floating psychokinesis abilities. The A rank in 06 is a challenging one to attain, and since it is a score-based ranking system that adds time as a bonus, I think this level is very replayable, as there are multiple instances where the player can rack up high scores, but not without challenge and finding faster pathways. Overall, this stage is a great length, coming in at about 4 to 6 minutes. It's got an incredible visual aesthetic, and a super engaging structure and design that always aims to reward the player. For aesthetics, I'm giving this level a 9, for flow an 8, and replayability an 8.5.
Alright, my third favorite Sonic level, y'all gotta hear me out, Lava Shelter. Why do I smell fun? Oh Jesus God! Lava Shelter is pure peak, and I'm gonna need y'all to hear me out. While not my favorite level in Sonic history, obviously, it is unbelievably good. Starting off with the environment. See, the problem with most levels in Sonic is they feel way too similar to Mario levels, and I don't want that fraud in my funny blue rat games, but Lava Shelter really just says, nah, I'd win. Because it is nothing like a Mario level, due to the level relying so much on railgunning. Now, up to this point, railgunning in Sonic games was problematic, but Shadow 05 did something game-changing, and that is giving us reliable rail switching. Moreover, something that interesting that a lot of people don't know in Shadow the Hedgehog is that the rails have no speed cap at all. Which is why a lot of times when there's just a massive rail, you can gain some mind-breaking speeds. The level also relying so much on rail mitigates the slipperiness that Shadow has in this game. And finally, the reason this level slaps is because of the Dark Mission. The lava being raised adds so much more depth and extremely fun platforming to this level. Oh, and also this track is like a top 10 in Sonic Zone music history. Just listen to this peak. Yeah, overall, Lava Shelter is just fabulous, to say the absolute least. Aesthetically, Lava Shelter is absolutely an 8, and same goes for the flow, another 8 there. And replayability is absolutely a 9. You can replay this level so many times.
Next up, I have a level that I can't help but adore. For its incredible set pieces and level aesthetic, I have Green Forest from Sonic Adventure 2. As for this level's aesthetics, I mean, well, that is a green forest. From swinging on vines to traverse to the next section of the stage, to navigating separated ground due to an earthquake, this level has it all. Right from the get-go, as Sonic lands on the ground, we are met with pounding drums that do not let up, as well as a flashing yellow timer counting down, setting the stage for an intense run across the island because, well, it's going to fucking explode! Now, unlike a lot of the other picks within this list, this level is pretty linear. But this level is so engaging and so memorable just purely because of the aesthetics and set pieces, I just can't help but adore it. From a first-time player's point of view, the urgent goal is to run straight through the level from point A to B as quickly as possible, no funny business. Now granted, as a result, this level does lose some replayability points because the power of urgency wears off, but I still think this is an excellent level that utilizes Sonic's movement incredibly well, and sticks in the mind of the player well after they're done. For aesthetics, I'm giving this level a straight 10, for flow an 8.5, and for replayability 8.
Another maybe hot take, Final Rush is next. This level is immaculate. We once again have a rail grinding based level. I'm sensing a pattern here, and it is amazing. The level has you rushing to the center of the arc to make sure it doesn't destroy the world. If that isn't cool, I don't know what is. The way the level looks is real cool, with these bright rails contrasting the grace of the arc really well, and that music piece is peak too. The amount of branching paths, fun level design, loads of rails, and a tight A rank make this such a fun level to play through. And because of SA2's fabulous rail grinding mechanic, this stage is truly just outstanding, and it brings me so much joy that it basically is returning in Sonic Shadow Generations with this beautiful new look and an even better remix. Oh my god, I am so excited. Final Rush gets an 8 for aesthetics. I love the arc environment. For flow, it is absolutely a 10. You can pull off some insane skips and some amazing stuff in this level. And for replayability, it's absolutely a 9. I have replayed this level more times than I've hung out with my family.
Absolutely not a hot take, my friend, as that was actually my #1 pick. Well, if it wasn't for this next level. Instead, I bring you the cream of the crop in terms of not only Sonic boost levels, but Sonic levels overall. Sonic Unleashed's Arid Sands is a banger! This level plays to Unleashed's strengths best in my opinion, almost treating Sonic's gameplay as a mix between platformer and racer. Aesthetically, whilst I'm usually against sand levels in platformers, as they usually aim to slow down the player, this is very much not the case here, but we'll get to that. This level is gorgeous, taking inspiration from ancient Middle Eastern architecture and design, bathed in vibrant golden hues, and overall it's a very pleasing stage to play through aesthetically. And the music, like a lot of Sonic music, is fantastic, primarily utilising percussive instruments to create an upbeat Middle Eastern vibe that matches the breakneck pace of the level. It well and truly is, well, its peak. This level keeps Sonic's speed up, very rarely slowing down the player to allow for tedious platforming, which I believe doesn't work in the case of the 3D boost formula. Combining fallen ancient ruins with walls that you can run on, to grind rails galore, and a variety of branching paths that reward player engagement. Meaning that this level, whilst it can be beaten fairly easily, has a high skill ceiling that's only emphasised by Unleashed's punishing yet fair ranking system that rewards fast playthroughs. Overall, Arid Sands is the epitome of the boost formula. Well, -1 pick. So for this level's aesthetics, I'm giving it a 9.5, for its flow a 10, and replayability a 9. And now, needlemouse, onto your last pick.
Alright, and yet another hot take for my favorite Sonic level of all time. You know it, you hate it, it's Eggman Land. Yeah, I can smell the fire again. I just love Eggman Land. Like sure, when I first played it, I thought it was difficult as balls, but when I got to replay it and learn its level design, this level became one of my favorites in the series. Unleashed's ranking system already makes the stage great, but that level design is amazing. And the aesthetics are amazing. Never before has Eggman actually succeeded in creating his Eggman Land or Robotnik Land. But finally, it has come to fruition and it looks as terrifying as we thought. There's a mix of that goofiness that Eggman has always had, but also with this dark, decrepit, awful environment, the pollution everywhere, Eggman finally achieving his true might. No surprise here, aesthetically Eggman Land is a solid 10 out of 10. The flow is a 9, and the replayability is a 9. This is genuinely my favorite level in Sonic history. It is just fabulous in pretty much every way.
So, did you agree with our picks? If not, comment down below your favourite and we will absolutely read the comments.
We hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to both of us for more Sonic content. That is the first time I have ever said that in my life.
Speaking of which, how are you getting home?
Oh, well that's easy.
Oh, you could have done that the whole time!